Hi, grade 10 ICSE students. So, first of all, wishing you all the best for your half-yearly exam. Sure, short question paper. 16 marks MCQ and 4 extract based questions, 4 into 16, 64 plus 16, 80. English literature. Coming to the first thing. Julius Caesar, important acts and scenes. Number 1, Ed to Brute. Number 2, Metellus symbol begging in front of Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar comparing himself to Nathan Star. Mark Antony's servant's entry. Why will Brutus not kill Mark Antony? How did Brutus allow Antony to deliver a speech? Mark Antony crying in front of Caesar's body and taking the name of goddess of revenge. One thing over. Act 3, scene 2 is very easy. Reason why? Only both the speeches are important. Speech of Brutus and speech of Mark Antony, where he shows Caesar's will. Gone. Act 3, Cinna the poet. Don't consider this scene to be a kind of like a very short scene or a weak scene. Reason why? Because your teachers can put up any kind of question or any type of question. Where was Cinna going? What was his name? Where did he dwell? And was he married or a bachelor? Act 4, scene 1. Very important. Antony's thoughts about Lepidus. And where was Lepidus sent? He was compared to a donkey later on. Very important. Act 4, scene 2 is not at all important. But Act 4, scene 3, the dispute between Brutus and Cassius, Porcia's death has been revealed, exposed. Caesar's entry of Caesar's ghost, very important. So whatever I have just mentioned in this video, you will definitely get at least one extract of 16 marks. Now coming to important chapters and poems. Before this, there are many students who are willing to study Considerable Speck. Considerable Speck is a very easy poem. Speck is said to be a piece of dust. The poet was writing something on a white sheet of paper, where all of a sudden he sees a piece of dust. He ignores it at first. Considering it to be a speck, he ignores it at first. So sorry to say, unmistakably, it was a living mite, a living insect. And what did he consider this to be? That it must be a speck, a piece of dust, and it is moving just because of his breath. After noticing and realizing that it was a living mite, he did not harm it, because the living mite did not harm him. He waited, he poised his pen, and look at the intelligence of the small creature. The body was so tiny that poet thought that even legs could not have grown on such a body. Why will I harm this small creature? Now the poet stops writing, because when he sees the insect, what he thinks that the insect has felt suspicious of his pen. Insect thought that the poet who is holding this pen will hit me. Insect wasn't hit. Poet wasn't harmed. Therefore, both are performing an act of intelligence, some or the other how. Now he waited to see the show. The creature soon racing wildly keeps on moving here and there on the white sheet of paper and lands on the ink, the area where the poet had written something. The creature stopped over there. The poet thought that as if he has drank or smelled ink. This is the reason he is falling unconscious. But later on it again started to move. I think so he disliked that smell. Now this is something very important. Let me tell you, Considerable Speck has already been questioned in your board exam this year 2025. So I would say that you can get a question in half yearly or pre-board 1, but don't expect it in boards. The poet says that I do not have any love, care and affection for this insect. So sorry to say. I have a regiment of people, collectivistic regimenting love. I love them. I love my people, and he is not of my category. But the modern world is full of materialism. The modern world is full of materialism. Therefore, the poet is feeling proud. Robert Frost is feeling proud that he did not hit the insect. It was such a tiny insect. Rather, he was happy to see the act of intelligence. He does not compare himself to the modern world because he really did a very beautiful act, and this is called quality of goodness and kindness. This is how he allowed the creature to even move around the paper, on the paper, and then disappear without hitting it. Thank you so much.